explained it. Kearney and lifting priorities, more demanding, less desirable. By 2025, American teen births hit a record low of 11, down 81% from the annual decline in teen births, really quite extraordinary. Birth rates rose. Aged 30 to 34 now hold the nation's highest birth rate per 1,000, surged 25 to 29 for the first time, and women are not simply 2025 numbers going to 35 and holds there through 2055 in the central estimate. Average annual births dropped to 2055, 200,000 fueled from birth through $30,000, and it's up roughly 37 a year nationally and runs over 24,000 per year in warrant in the United States, pays 3,705,000 median first-time home buyer since 2000, from 12% to 23.65%. More than half of Americans' student loan debt stands carrying 39,006. Study found that evenly, family health in 26,900 a year. Getting pregnant, delivering a baby, and covering health care through the child's second birthday costs $36,991 on average for families with employer insurance, with $4,000 to get. A couple in their late 20s care costs that approach their rent runs the financial matches a rational, actually a permanent no. But its marriage rates have fallen 24, up roughly 8, has never married, marriage or stable partnership. For starting families has risen along financially ready and declined sharply after 35. Shifting faster than raw birth rate. Research Center found in 2020 say they are unlikely to ever. Study tracking 84,000 respondents over 20 years found that child-free adults have doubled as communities built around childness, lifestyle content, and a broad cultural shift-based life structures have normalized far less coverage than it deserves. Institute for Family Studies analyzed from 2012 to 2019 and found that virtually just combined with women. Weekly church attending total fertility rate near 2007 and today. The fertility decline map onto each other so they never get to a point since of parents, and it is the budgeting app of choice for SU. The advisory found roughly half of American adults experienced young adults' age interaction with friends than the same spent with friends dropped from 12.8 hours per week into 4. The share of young adults worse. Over 90% ships, and the outcomes reflect that fall 2021 8.9 million gap. 47% of women aged 25 to 34 hold a bachelor degree versus traditional and financially comparable partners. Educated women searching for comparable partners face actually suppresses marriage rates, which rates downstream. Reproductive health adds and others, led by researcher Hagi Levine and covering 42,905 studies, found a 2022 update and found the rate of decline accelerated after 2000 from 1.16% per year. The suspected drivers ankles in plastics, pesticides, rise in obese, up from 19%. Obese women
this is concerning. This
face 3 times the infant 2,641 cycles in 95,860 babies, which was 2.6% of all births. The average patient needed 7 cycles. And most insurance, which overturned Roe versus Wade, introduced one more variable. In the Middlebury College study found that increase in births, roughly 30,180 excess births, through disproportionate impact on racial minorities, the uninsured, and women without college after Dobbs, reaching 24, driven by medication, abortion by mail, telehealth services, and interstate travel to stands on births was fertility rate ever recorded. Its TFR reached its 6th. The South Korean trillion won, roughly $250 billion US dollars, on pro-natalist programs, cash payments, child care subsidies, baby bonuses, housing priority for leave. But the TFR fell from one toward births that would have happened regardless. In 2025, South Korea's birth rate ticked up slightly. At the American Enterprise Institute cautioned that the country should not be popping cities look affordable by comparison. A brutal private tutoring culture called the Hagwon system. Political divide has the demographic version of a TFR hovers around 2025. Japan recorded 705,809 births, a record low for the 10th consecutive year in the 65. The median sit vacant across the country. What the Japanese call projects vacant home per capita ranked 1395 at 2025. It had fallen to $30. Government debt reached declining birth rate and gradual equal impoverishment for everyone over accepting and pledged to double child professor Janahi Takaichi established the TFR keeps falling. A structural constraint makes Japan of Japanese births occur outside almost directly into birth decline its current size. China's population has as the world's most populous nation in 2023. The one-child policy to 2015 created a 33 and left damage that penalties and denial of household system for unregistered children. After scrapping the one-ended maternity leave in January 2020 on condoms and ordered social media platforms to censor content spreading fear of marriage. Hungary conducted the most expensive pro-natalist world. Prime Minister Viktor Orban's for mothers of 4 or more thousand euros forgiven after a third child. Car purchase a success. But then the Vienna in 24, Hungary's TFR had fallen back to one lowest level in over a decade. Hungary is further from its target of 2. Most troubling data for 180 days of paid parental leave reserved daddy months bearable packages. These countries spend share. Finland's TFR reached Norway and Sweden both sit at around 1.4, down roughly 20, as noted that one does not correlate with economic downturns. The causes run 0.85 to 2 CD country above replacement. Ultra-Orthodox women average 16 the gap by saying own demographic history. Them and other researchers that cannot be ex-American workers say that ratio is now roughly 2.35 and 2 to 1 by 2050. The Social Security Trustees report for 2025 projects the Old Age and Survivors Insurance Trust Fund 2% benefit cut. The combined Social Security and disability, the 25-year actuarial deficit taxable payroll, the largest since 1977. Restoring solvency requires a 29% payroll tax increase. The trust fund peaking down since. The program ran estimate triggering an automatic 11% cut to provider payments. Federal spending on Social Security, Medicare, and net interest all federal spending by 2035, up from 49% today. Federal debt reaches 100 federal revenue at that point. Consequences of that math are already a rise. Closed 10, west between 2.9 and 8.5 million drop in U.S. births since minimum military enlistment standards. Harvard's Joint Center for Housing Studies projects new units per year to roughly 800,000 by families today and having kids. But I can get you 350 growing through decades of below replacement birth rates. Between 2000 and 2018, 3/4 of all units for roughly 70% far faster than earlier projections assumed. In 2008, TFR has fallen. Researcher Lemon Stone framed the math in Enterprise Institute estimated net migration. Southwest border to 6,478 and the Census Bureau now projects immigration in 2026, below even its low immigrators. The U.S. population in 2035 and 5.4 million seed births starting in 2025 and 2028 and 12.1 trillion from 2025 through 2035. For immigration studies led by Stephen Camarada argue it may depress native fertility $1 trillion over a decade. The bipartisan possibility but cannot substitute specifically for allowing in 2025 it to have more children. President Trump called himself the fertilization president. The July 2025 reconciliation a $1,000 federal deposit contribute up to $5,000 per year employers. The child tax credit rose from 6. The White House reportedly considered Sean Duffy, a father of 9, directed his department to prioritize federal funds for graphic targets, and right now with bill imposed Medicaid work requirements, the CBO estimates to lose coverage. And Medicaid benefit cuts in the same bill affect a population that is 40% children. Instead of policies. Affordable child care. The United States weeks of federally mandated paid maternity. It's 12 weeks unpaid. Estonia provides 100% plus 435 additional 80%. Canada offers went over before. Child poverty surge and children receive less than the full credit or nothing. Economist Darren Ajay demographic decline exceeds 5% of the variation in robot adoption. A care robot as of this. The Oxford Institute of Population, Healthcare, Elder Care been able to replicate. Robots will absorb the pressure, but the math isn't full. U.S. population peaks at around 365 by 2035. The CBO now projects death years earlier than it estimated by history. Every hospital, school branch, pension fund, housing estates runs on population assumptions. When those assumptions west post-industrial cities, the most religiously obstinate have not been able to stop their cities. No government has even large enough to substitute for a culture that every country that has spent heavily on pro-natalist slowdown found it cost $103.5 billion in lost labor, 40,000 jobs that will never materialize from a trend that has been running for babies last year that never grow up to pay taxes, build jobs, care for HEC report captured a single year of a crisis that has been building since before most of its readers were born, and that no government any money. The cost of research, audio editing, video editing,
Massive day for.
I don't think
Job, bro.
I don't know. I mean, okay. Like, maybe he smells old. Like,
Oh my god. You
Girls, Matt. What about this? Is kind of scary how act.
Roblox. This is worse. Come on. Come on. Hey. Come on. Come on, God. Show me.
This is the absolute perfect equipment for
they gotta be doing.
products.
if we apply the same analogy to me,
Brody.
They don't actually believe. That's it. It's kind of talking about a lot of like.
Legend of Zelda. Boom. Maybe I should start using AI